Let's imagine for a second. If you gathered up all the money in the world, split it evenly, and handed everyone the same amount, give it a little time, and guess what? Some people would quickly become wealthy again, while others would fall right back into being broke. Wild, right? But that's not just a theory. Robert Kiyosaki, the entrepreneur and best-selling author, has talked about this paradox over and over. Why does it happen? Simple. Most people never learn how to build wealth, even when their lives are pretty comfortable. We get stuck in a loop, wake up, go to work, come home, repeat. That cycle, what Kiyosaki calls the poverty triangle, keeps us trapped. So how do you break free? How do you start attracting real money into your life, not just for a little while, but for good? According to Kiyosaki, you don't need luck or a fancy degree, just a handful of key shifts in your thinking, and that's what we're diving into today. Hey, welcome to the channel that's all about real talk on building wealth. If you're chasing that dream of financial freedom, you're in the right place. Smash that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Kiyosaki has a saying that hits hard. If you don't have a plan to get rich, you've already made a plan to stay broke. That's a brutal truth. See, a lot of people think they're living life on their own terms, but in reality, most of us are just following a script written by someone else. Every morning, the alarm rings not because you want it to, but because that's when your boss expects you at work. You take the same route, you eat lunch at the same time, and your days are carved up by rules you never set. That routine? It's perfect for big business and the government. They thrive when you stick to it. Kiyosaki believes our brains have been trained to make other people rich, not ourselves. But here's the thing. Billionaires? They never follow the crowd. They don't let old-school thinking lock them in place. They actively break out of those mental traps, looking for ways to flip the script. That's how they end up making money work for them, not the other way around. If you want to escape the poverty loop, you've got to do the same. Coming up, I'll share Kiyosaki's top strategies to help you snap out of old habits and start attracting wealth into your life. Ready to shake things up? Let's get into the first big lesson. Let's start with the simplest and honestly, the most overlooked rule. Money goes where your attention flows. Sounds obvious, right? But it's shocking how many people ignore this. Kiyosaki says if you want to stop being broke, you have to get serious about tracking your cash. Even reading just a couple of personal finance books will hammer this point home. Don't let your expenses sneak up and crush you. Think about it. Have you ever actually tracked how much you spend on that daily coffee run or all those tiny treat-yourself moments? Over a month, that stuff adds up fast. But here's the good news. You don't need a massive raise to start improving your finances. Small tweaks like sticking to a budget and shaving off unnecessary expenses can move the needle just as much as getting a fatter paycheck. If you want your money to grow, give it the attention it deserves. Sit down, map out your spending, and be real with yourself. Once you see where your cash is leaking, you'll realize how much power you actually have to redirect your financial future. Now, here's something most people get wrong about getting rich. It's not just about the skills you already have, it's about the ones you keep building. Sure, if you've got a talent, find a way to make money from it. That's step one. But where most folks get stuck is thinking, I'm good enough as I am, or they only improve in one tiny area. That's a trap. The truth is, your brain needs new challenges to grow. And the wealthiest people? They're like Swiss Army knives, always picking up new skills, stretching beyond what anyone expects. Science actually backs this up. The more areas you develop, the sharper and more flexible your mind stays, even as you get older. So here's a challenge. Give yourself just 30 minutes a day to work on something new. It doesn't have to be something you'll use tomorrow. Maybe it's coding, maybe it's playing guitar, or learning how to invest. Whatever it is, you're training your brain for the unexpected. Trust me, someday, that weird skill you picked up just because might end up being your secret weapon. Even if you don't see the payoff right away, you're building a mental toolkit that makes you ready for anything. That's how you level up, and that's how real wealth starts to take root. All right. Let's talk about the ultimate wealth killer, procrastination. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or maybe next week, or when things calm down? It's a trap almost everyone falls into. We keep waiting for the perfect moment to take action, but here's the cold, hard truth. There's never going to be a perfect time. That's just your brain clinging to comfort, scared to shake up the routine. Now, I'm not saying you should dive into chaos or stress yourself out by trying to change everything overnight, but you've got to start somewhere. Tonight, take just 1 hour and write down all the things you want to do to improve your life or finances. Then, cross off anything that you've been putting off for over a year. Why? Because if you haven't started by now, you probably never will. Instead, focus on the things you can control, actions that depend on you alone. Make a calendar, set real deadlines, and get moving. The smallest steps can add up. Over time, little changes snowball into massive results. The difference between the people who succeed and the people who don't? The ones who win are the ones who get started no matter how small the first step. Let's get real about something most people overlook. Chasing money doesn't make you happy. Chasing what makes you happy brings the money. So many folks tell themselves, "I'll get rich first, then I'll finally enjoy life." But that's a trap. If you spend years grinding away at a job you hate, in a life that doesn't excite you, all the money in the world won't magically flip a switch and make you happy. The real secret? Do what lights you up. If you find a way to earn a living doing something you love or at least enjoy, you'll be 10 times more motivated, creative, and resilient. You'll bounce back from setbacks quicker. You'll attract people and opportunities who want to work with you, not just for your skills, but for your energy and attitude. Think about it. When you're miserable at work, stuck in toxic relationships, or feeling like life is just a checklist of shoulds, you're building a cage for yourself. That stress leaks into every part of your life, including your finances. But when you surround yourself with people who inspire you and do work that energizes you, problems start looking more like opportunities, and you naturally start thinking outside the box. So don't wait for happiness to show up after you get rich. Flip the script, let joy lead the way, and watch how much easier it is to attract the success and money you want. Let's talk about one of Kiyosaki's favorite money mantras. Pay yourself first. I know, you've probably heard this a million times, but it's seriously a game changer. No matter how much debt you have, or how small your paycheck feels, you need to make saving money a non-negotiable part of your life. Even if it's just a little bit each month, it matters. Think of it like this. Your financial cushion isn't just for rainy days. It's your safety net when life throws curveballs, your ticket to peace of mind at night, and your launch pad for future dreams. Start by building an emergency fund. Once you've got that, keep going. Stash away money for retirement, for vacations, even for a future house. Here's the thing. Putting money into a regular savings account is fine, but don't stop there. Savings accounts barely keep up with inflation these days. So get comfortable exploring other options, maybe investing in a small business, or trying out some low-risk financial products. The goal is to protect your cash from losing value over time, not just to hide it under a mattress. Trust me, the habit of saving no matter how much will change your life. When you start treating your own future like the most important bill you pay, you'll be shocked at how quickly your financial situation transforms. Now, here's the golden rule that separates the rich from the poor. Kiyosaki spells it out in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Poor people work for money, but rich people make money work for them. That's not just a catchy line. It's the difference between being stuck in survival mode and having real freedom. Think about it. You can't control what prices do at the grocery store or what's happening in the global economy. But you can control your own habits, like resisting that impulse buy or staying prepared for tough times. It's all about making smart choices, building good habits, and refusing to let outside forces run your life. The truth is, nothing's stopping you from rewriting your story. The system wants you to stay in line, but you have the power to step out, think differently, and chase bigger things. Take action, no matter how small, and you'll find that real wealth starts with the decisions you make every day. That's all for today, but if you want to keep learning how to win with money and build a life you've always wanted, make sure you hit subscribe. Let's make this your breakthrough year, starting now.